Hello, hi. This is Mike, and sorry, no God Squad today because everybody seems terribly busy. So what I've got to do, I've got to get this cover inked for Dynamite. It's the Clash of Kings, and so I figured, you know what? Two birds, one stone. I'm gonna just go ahead and stream this and take any questions on any sort of subjects, religious or otherwise. I know it says inking and talking Jesus, but whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Just go ahead. Bloody hell! Everything's falling. I need to. One of these days, I'm gonna create a better setup for my existence. So hola, hello, hi, me, oh my. How you guys doing? I'm trying to get everything done. Got to get this situated before we leave for a vacation Monday. I don't work on Sunday, so it is what it is, you know? I got to do what I got to do. Where is my point one? Dang gun, son. There's a double out five. You know the problem with this? I use this head for a pen holder, but then like you see the ones way in the back there, it's like difficult to get them out of there. I've got to reach in the back there and get them so it works. Vacation, yes, Humphrey Bear. I'm going on vacation. I'm gonna go camping for the few days, and as it were, Elliot will be hosting my channel. Elliot's going to be actually both channels. He's going to be doing cross examinations for me. Interesting, right? Epic, interesting, epic. And he's also going to be doing hosting. What's that little show I do on Tuesdays now? Drawn and quartered. That's what he'll be doing. So he'll be hosting it from my channel, so it won't be like everyone won't have to be running over to his channel to see what's up. So that'll be good. I think. Secret project by the end of the month. Oh, you want to ask secret? Here, let me switch my camera so you guys can actually watch me work instead of looking at the top of me head. There we are. Should I zoom a 10? Or is that fine? That's fine, right? You don't mind if it's that far. The Muppet Show. I knew. Okay. Questions. Secret project by the end of the month. I don't know. There's been a little bit of a pause put on the project, not due to any kind of negative situational stuff. It's all positive. There's me partner on the project. Actually, okay, he's my employee. My employee on the project. I mean, my employer. I'm so good at business, I don't know the difference between employer and employee. My employer on the project is working on another thing of his own, and he needed to have well, look, I don't need to get into it. It's paused in production. I told him, look, you don't have to pay me. I'll just keep working on it. But then I got all freaking busy doing other stuff. So, we want to have a certain amount of stuff done and ready to show before we do announce. And so we're gonna stick to that plan. And then after I get back from camping, we're gonna actually sit down and bang out an actual launch plan, an actual promotions plan. I mean, we have a promotion for how we're going to announce it, or we have a plan for how we're going to announce it. but I'm not sure if if that's finalized. You know, there's a lot of things. This guy's very fastidious about making sure everything is done right and done well, and good guy to be in league with. So hopefully that will pay off in excellent dividends. Reaching. All right, like and share. Yes, like and share, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on the Discord? Someone is posting stuff. Oh, by the way, I posted a sneaky peeky of a Kanan alternate cover for the secret project. If you're on the Discord, you can go see it. I don't want to share it here on the YouTubes, but it's just a little. It's not the whole cover. It's just a piece of the cover that I shared. But yes, announcement. Kanan White did an alt cover for El Secret Proyecto. So it's dope. Everyone should be checking that out and backing that bad boy once it is ready to go. Big eye? Big people?
This is another level I just
Yeah, let's just do this one.
They just made it longer.
And I finally convinced Elijah, or didn't convince him, I just told him to go get the headphones so that I don't have to listen to him as he plugs away at his guitar next to me. It's getting a little frustrating, I'll be honest with you. What are you drawing? Thus is the cover for the next issue of Clash of Kings for Dynamite Entertainment's comic book series, which, by the way, is actually it's an interesting situation. You'll notice that Dynamite doesn't do the trades on this. So essentially, what the deal is that Dynamite was kind of hired to be the producers of the project, and then Penguin Random House publishes the trade. So Dynamite gets to do the comic books and all the fancy variants and try to milk that for all it's worth. But then if anyone pays any attention at all, they'll notice that the trades come out through Random House directly. So I don't think I'm telling any secrets here, but that's kind of how it's been working. No, I have not been privy to their contracts or anything, but that's just how it shakes out. Random House has the rights to all of the publishing of the Game of Thrones comics, as you know. What was it? Were they actually in business before HBO? I don't think they were, but it was a deal that was worked out. So actually, yeah, I guess I don't know any other financials about it, so it probably isn't important anyways. My Facebook stream is far more clear than my YouTube stream. Is it? Isn't that interesting? Let me see it on YouTube. View it on YouTube. And then view it on Facebook. It looks crystal clear on YouTube. Let me full screen it. Yeah, bro, I don't know. It looks crystal clear on YouTube to me. Let me check out the Facebook. Full screen.
Yeah, I guess I don't.
Whoops, that's loud. Full screen. Looks the same to me on either. But whatever, if it works better for you, then enjoy. Right now, Victor, right now, today. All right, let me go back and see if there's any other questions. Nighthawk says, I saw EVS is doing an auction live stream today. Wow. Yep, today and tomorrow. Convinced. I don't remember what I was saying. Cover for Clash of Kings. Yes, Clash of Kings is the Game of Thrones Book 2. book 2. So they're probably calling it like Game of Thrones Clash of Kings. But see, the book series was called A Song of Ice and Fire. But for the sake of the HBO show, they just called it, they named it after the first book. The first book in the series was called Game of Thrones. And so that's how it kind of started. What did I just do with my... Oh my gosh, I swear if my head was not attached to my body by my neck. Where did anybody see where I put my stencil? Did I drop it? What the heck, man? I am the worst. All right, I've got a secondary one here, so let me dig it up. Ugh. Stupid Mike. Quality is 480 for me today. Interesting. Stencils are always lost. I know, right? What the heck with these things? They go into the land of where all the lost socks go. You know what? I'm going to use a smaller one here just because I want his eyes to be a little bit beady. This is a great scene in the book because it's like it shows what a cold character the Hound is, because Sansa's like actually reaching out and trying to thank him for saving her and all this stuff, and he's like just doing my job. I don't care about anything. And oh darn it, there's another spot I need a stencil. Do. Na. All right. Mike is indeed stupid, says Fuzzy Creature. In certain ways, I would agree with you. In certain ways, in other ways, I don't often like to bring this up because I won't. Never mind. Anyways, probably have to get busy soon, but don't know how soon. Inky, dum. Seamus, what's up, man? Did you get my message on Discord? I know, I owe you art. I know, I owe you art. I'll get around. Shoot. I'll get into it as soon as I can. All right, right on. Ruckus and rolls. Oh shoot! I need actual ink. Darn it! I'm always tempted to just switch back to using all quill. Oh, you responded. Good. That's good to hear. Seamus. Mr. Seamus McCallaghan from the New York McCallaghan clan. Just kidding. I don't think Seamus is from New York. All right, let's try this out and see. I need paper. All right. Paper. Taking a break, but the boys just ripped Billy Batten's tongue out, and I want to read issue 2. Billy Batten.
Shazam?
No, that's Billy Batson. The boys. Oh, is Billy Batten a character? Oh wait, The Boys, did that just come out on HBO? The second one? The second series? Bought a nib holder today. I'm quite terrible with El Nibbo. Is that your Game of Thrones cover? This is indeed my Game of Thrones cover. Oh my gosh, I feel like I need to wear my glasses. I pray for God to just simply heal my vision so that I don't have to wear glasses for anything anymore. But as yet, he has refused to answer that prayer. But I will continue to pray because, as the Bible says, continue pray without ceasing, right? It'd just be great if someday my vision was back to perfect. I would not want my vision back to perfect the way I lost my perfect vision, which was getting kicked in the head. But, I'm not completely opposed to it. Although I'm not going to try it. I'm like, oh. That's a fun story. Alright, this brush is not behaving perfectly, but it's not bad. So I will deal with it. Oh, I love it when a brush is just absolutely perfect. The Boys still on Netflix. I'll help you. You won't feel a thing. I mean, if my vision was improved by a kick in the head, I would take it. Right? Right? I dislike wearing glasses. Oh, I really hate wearing contacts. But, yep. You got a bouncer using your head as a football. It does tend to alter things physically. What is going on? Why is my nib doing? Or my... Can you guys hear that music? I hope you can't. Are brushes or pens better for inking? Oh, I wouldn't say one's better than the other. It's all preference. It's preference. You have a lot more variability with a brush than you do with a quill. If you mean by pen, you mean a marker. A brush or a quill is better than a marker. Markers are they're tantamount to cheating, I always say. Because a marker won't give you line variations, so you're basically the lines that you're trying to draw with the marker. If you're trying to get that kind of a line, what you're basically doing is you're trying to mimic what a brush can do by overdrawing a line, thickening it up in certain areas, thinning it out in certain areas. But that's all just stuff that can naturally happen with a brush. And to a certain extent with some quills. But most quills are pretty stiff, so you can't get the same lines. A really good inker with a brush can do just phenomenal things that cannot be replicated with brush or quill. I mean, with pen or quill. Like, have you ever watched videos of Scott Williams inking with a brush? It is just, you're like, wow, that guy deserves all the praise he gets. Although, to be fair, there are textures and things you can do with a quill that you can't do with a brush. And obviously, working with a marker, like a Copic multiliner, it also can do certain things. I don't know. It always just felt like cheating. Just, I can ink with a multiliner so much faster than I can with brush or quill. But it just doesn't give you the same quality of line. And this is coming from, someone who is a trained professional inker as well as penciler. I actually started my career as an inker, and I learned from other professional inkers the tools, how, the techniques, all that kind of stuff. and I got high praise from guys like some of the inkers that I would consider top in their field, um, including Alex Garner, who I always thought was the best inker at Wildstorm. I hear music in the background. It sounds like a guitar. Okay, but you can't hear like the actual music. They've got Cortana playing in the kitchen. It's really loud. But Elijah's right here playing guitar. Playing with the guitar. I've come to the conclusion that no one in comics on YouTube inks the same way, but only one person I watch does it on a computer. Elliot inks on a computer. Inking on the computer is far more. Or you mean Jimmy? What is Jimmy's last name? I've only known the guy for 20 years. I forgot Jimmy's last name. Happy belated birthday. So when is Lone Star 3? Lone Star 3 is third in line to be my next project. So I've got to get done with Magnificent 7 and fulfillment on that. I've got to get Secret Project finished up. After I finish up Secret Project, I will finish up Lone Star 3. And then possibly move on to another Blacklist book. Possibly think about another Lone Star series. Because this is a three issue series arc. Lone Star. Hearts, soul, and mind. But I'll either do that or I will do Secret Project issue 2, which that is going to be a 4-issue series as well, because I'm adapting a full novel. So sorry for anyone who got suckered into thinking it was Jordan Peterson. No, I'm not doing. That was a joke. Monster Hunt 2 will more than likely never happen. More than likely. If it does, it'll probably be a different crossover with a different characters. Because it doesn't all. I don't know. Probably not going to happen. Lone Star 4. Well, that's the thing. I don't think I'd want to call it Lone Star 4 because I don't know if I want to go back in time or forward in time in his story for the next series of books. I could just do a one-off. Except I kind of like doing the bigger story arcs, so I don't know. We'll see. I have so much I want to do, including Godsword, although, I still do want to have Paolo draw that. I should get on top of that right now. But I need to see how Lone Star 2 does, or Lone Star 3 does on its own. Hopefully the new new backers I'm getting on MAGA 7 will translate over in some part to being Lone Star backers. because I need new Lone Star backers, yo. And hopefully a good percentage of the backers from Secret Project will follow me over to Lone Star because, the guy that I'm working with has a huge following. Hopefully that'll be a brand new audience for me and for you guys. Hopefully they'll come over here, start being part of this community, or some percentage of them. Any percentage will do, as long as it's something. But that's the reason I am, well, it's not the sole reason. It's one of the reasons why I am putting off Lone Star 3 to partner with this dude. Get his stuff going. Time machine. What? All right. My character is in the future. Lone Star is in the past. Time machine. Well, you don't know how far into the future Lone Star goes. Remember, he's already 100 years old, and he still looks like he's in his late 20s. Armor of God Force, I sculpt them traditionally. Oh, you're talking about something else. All right. Did you know everyone technically has a tribe of Israel? What? Everyone technically has a tribe of Israel? I don't even know what that means. Please do elucidate, elaborate. I feel like this ink is too dry. Why is this ink? It can't be too dry. Just not. Where's my eyedropper? Oh, there it is. One drop, 2 drops of water. Let's see if that lightens or lubricates the ink a little bit better. Ink is persnickety. It does need to be a certain consistency, and different consistencies, mind you, depending on what tool you're using. The brush and the quill require different consistencies of the ink to flow, and not glob. There's a science to it. There's a reason some people don't want to use what Steve Rude refers to as real artist tools. That's actually how, well, it wasn't the first time I met Steve, but I was at a con actually inking that artwork, the World War II, the back cover for all the Lone Star 2 books, or not the back cover, the trading card puzzle, the Lone Star 2 with Hitler and all that stuff. Steve Rude walks up to my table while I'm inking with the brush, and I look up and I'm like, "Oh, hey, Steve." He's like, "Do you mind if I watch you? I love watching artists work with real tools." I'm like, yeah, no problem. So that was funny. Real tools, not markers, not markers. Aragorn attacking a gal. Aragorn? No. This is the Hound. He's got his burned face. Burned up face. He's all mess. Poor guy. That's why he's mad at the world. I gotta ask George sometime if he was thinking about Two-Face when he came up with the Hound. Now, these kind of lines I could probably just do with a quill. Except then I can't thicken them up like this as I go into transition.
Elijah.
Looks like I got a Maga 7 referral. Woot woot. Yeah? Nice, Flat Fox. Thank you. When did that happen? Do I have to refresh the page? And was that for Kickstarter or Indiegogo? Kickstarty Go-Go? How do you find out your own tribe of Israel? Google free sidereal natal chart and look at where Venus is. What the heck? I'm not sure I want to see this artist using real tools be replaced by machines, regardless of the practicalities. When is progress a regression? Yeah, it'll be a long time before a machine can pull a good line with a brush. They could certainly replicate drawings with a marker, though. Just stick a marker in a plotter. Markers. Tools even machines can use. No offense to all you marker users out there. I have used them in the past myself, but that was back when I didn't care as much about the art. Mike is a machine. Wah, wah. Like robots with a hand. That's what it would require, and it would require having to. Well, that's another weird thing is you don't feel the brush hitting the paper, right? The brush is so, they're hairs, so you don't actually feel it hitting the paper. You just have to kind of eyeball it and get this hand-eye coordination thing going, where you sense that it's gonna hit the paper. I think it's more along the lines of what's that sensation called? Proprioception, as opposed to perception. Proprioception is where you sort of intuit things around you in the world. Like I'm aware of communism. No. Like I could look, I'm not gonna look. I'm not looking, but I'm aware. And I can put my hand over here and I can, grab my iced tea because I'm aware of my surroundings without having to look at where stuff is, right? I know I've got a lamp over here on my left. I just, it's like your brain or something keeps your physical awareness around you, and that's called proprioception. I think that's kind of what you're using when you're inking with a brush, because you just kind of can sense when the brush is going to hit the paper more so than you can see when it's going to hit the paper, and you certainly can't feel when it hits the paper. I don't know. That may not be interesting to anybody else, but inkers will get it. Inkers will know what I'm saying. Brush inkers, anyways. It is different than any other tool, quill or marker or anything. Where is the wicker chair? There will not be. There will not be. Where does it tell you someone used your link email exchange? I don't know either. 4 tab profile campaigns contribution. The last one is referrals. Oh yeah, I didn't know that as a customer you have a referrals thing. I know I have a referrals thing as the dude. The dude. Doing the campaign. The campaigner. Didn't know the campaignees had such tabs. I am having an issue with the tip of my brush again. If someone says we are made in the image of God, and so we should think of ourselves as gods, should I run for the hills? That's what I'm telling myself. Yeah. That was the lie that Satan first used to convince Eve to eat of the forbidden fruit, right? So, I don't know if running for the hills. I'm sure you can just sit down and have a conversation with them. Just don't let them sucker you into believing it. They're like, no, really, you are God. Have this delicious fruit. But God told us not to touch it, not to eat of it, not even to touch it. No. God just knows that you'll become as God, knowing good from evil. Which technically wasn't a lie. It was a misconception. So a misdirection. They did come to know the difference between good and evil, as God does. Right? But that didn't make them gods, did it? Heresy intensifies. Bum, bum, bum. What sucks about working on this pre-lined paper? When you're working with a brush, these lines on the paper, you see these lines. It's not like inkjet. I don't know what kind of ink they use, but sometimes the ink will not adhere to that section. It's very annoying. Speaking of referrals, yes, Mark Anthony. Speaking of referrals, what have you to say, sir? Dun, dun, dun. Did you turn the shower on and now you're waiting for it to heat up?
No, I'm always in the shower.
Oh, okay.
I don't get to take a shower.
I need to call Steve and have him come over here.
So I can shower.
We're having issues with our plumbing main line.
You're having issues.
Well, you're having it too. Everybody in the house is having the same issues.
Plumbing yet again.
Yet again. Thing is, I invite Steve over to, or I ask him to come over, and then I have to go out there and deal with it. I know, I need a shower too, man. I'm freaking.
Stinky.
Well, I'm not stinky. I'm just kind of sticky.
You're stinky.
I'm sticky. Sticky is not stinky. Well, sometimes it's both, but.
Especially JoJo.
Ew.
Guys, you look ready?
It's printer's ink, Mike. It's waterproof, which it should not be when you're printing out art paper. See, I can print these lines out with my inkjet, and it doesn't beat up over it. So whatever the ink is in an inkjet is different from the ink they use on this archival paper. They should be using inkjets, but then it'd probably cost a lot more because it's a lot more to use inkjet or giclée ink than it does to run a batch of paper through a regular printer. As a possible response to Tim Pool, why aren't we rioting because Jesus statues and churches are being set on fire or destroyed? Because we don't want to tear down society.
But they're turning down our society.
I know, but rioting tears down society. So, who would we be rioting against? We'd be rioting against the rioters.
No.
Now, if you want to do counter protests against the rioters, I understand that.
If I'll die.
I don't know what to tell you though. Ouch! Oh man. Okay, these glasses suck. I need some other glasses. Oh, there's another pair over there. Dollar store glasses? Bargain market glasses. These have flexi hinges. Thank you, Firefox. Wait. Flyfox is promoting his own YouTube channel?
I'm telling on you.
Flyfox, how dare you? How dare you?
I can't wait till they make noise to two players.
Wait a minute.
They said they want to.
So like multiplayer.
Should I get upset if one of my mods is promoting his own channel?
You've done that, right?
Yeah,
You've done that Theological channel.
yeah. Most people do.
Then you shouldn't get upset.
I know. I'm trying to make a point, Elijah.
He's asking if he should.
Because I wouldn't. Because I think it's silly.
Now, if all they're doing is promoting.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Moderating.
You have lost your moderator.
Do-do-do. Why are you promoting in chat? Who cares? Thanks, Mike. He questions whether Christians are really Christians because he doesn't see much of a reaction to what's going on. So what, rioting would make us more Christian? I don't quite recall that part in the New Testament where.
That would be breaking the law, and we're supposed to abide by the laws of the nation.
Yeah. Well, we can be peaceful protesters. That's the law. The laws. That's our First Amendment right, Elijah. That's not breaking the law.
I'm saying we should riot.
Yeah, rioting is not allowed. Being peaceful counter protesters, absolutely, 100% down with that.
Look at this level.
And then practicing self-defense, also down with that. But he who lives by the sword dies by the sword. So don't go to a protest. Look on the back of fight.
So I can use a gun and not die by the gun.
No, that's not accurate. Elijah thinks he's being funny.
Haha.
Correct.
So that's not you.
But I actually am funny.
That's funny, Debbie.
Bum, bum, bum. Why am I promoting on chat? Because I like to get people more views, more backers, including myself. That's right. Promote everybody. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. Thing with writers is that they almost always burn down their own community. We just see it on the news and shake our head. Yeah, except these guys are organized and they've been going into other people's communities to burn them down. So
That's not nice.
It's not nice.
Dun, dun, dun. All right.
Uh-oh, I lit all the alcohol on fire. Alcoholic. Oh.
How do you do this?
I drink the
This super short level, and I can't do.
I drink the booze in.
Tim Pool really annoys me. He is a sneaky little South Park lot living on spite clicks. Really? I don't think so. I like Tim Pool. I like Tim Pool. I like his
Tim Who?
I like his demeanor. Don't like all of his opinions, but that's fine. But in general, he's a pleasant watch. It's about Christians and churches backsliding into the modern zeitgeist. What is speaking about Jesus? Speaking about talking Jesus, I am reading a book called Church of Cowards, a wake-up call to complacent Christians by Matt Walsh. It's a quick read and a damning address to modern Christians. I haven't read it. I would say that Christians are pretty compliant. So I probably wouldn't disagree too much.
$1 million.
Yeah, we do tend to forget that as part of Jesus' witness, he was overturning tables and whipping people, but that was his ministry. That was. But we're trained in the West to just think about Christ's sacrifice, his mission, rather than his ministry. To think about how, forgive them, Lord, they know not what they do, and how he was silent in front of Pilate, and as a lamb was led to the slaughter. That was his mission. Dying on the cross was his mission. His ministry, which is, I believe, what we're supposed to reflect, was full of him calling people out for stupid crap, right? He was always insulting the Pharisees, whitewashed sepulchres, serpents, telling them their father is Satan, stuff like that. He was pretty forward and open, but people don't tend to think, oh well, geez, Jesus did that, I should do that stuff too. But maybe we should. Maybe we're not just called to follow him to the cross, but we're called to replicate his ministry. Matt is a Daily Wire host and a firebrand, also a great follow on Twitter due to the fact that he calls out things as he sees them. Reminds me of you, Mike. I don't know the guy. I mean, I've seen him and I've watched some of the shows, but yeah. Amen. Jesus commanded us to judge others, but people think he says the opposite. I know I had that conversation with Adam yesterday. He's like, judge not lest ye be judged. I'm like, you have to know the rest of that passage, Adam. It's just not lest ye be judged with which measure you judge, so also shall it be measured unto you. It's basically saying don't be a hypocrite in your judgment. You can't sit there and say, oh no, you're doing nothing wrong. You're doing nothing wrong. It's like, bruh, you're a freaking pedophile. Get a rope. But I can say that without being a hypocrite because I'm not a pedophile. And that's what it is to judge rightly without being a hypocrite. It harkens back to his parable that he says, you've got a sty, not a sty. You've got a, what's the word? Basically, you've got a sliver in your own eye. Do not judge someone who has, don't tell someone. Oh, no. Don't judge someone for having a sliver in their eye when you have a log in your own eye. But you forget the rest of that passage. Go then and remove the log from your own eye that you can rightly see, and help your brother take the sliver out of his eye. So it's not don't judge. It's don't judge hypocritically. Don't be a viewer of pornography and then go around condemning people for viewing pornography. Right? I am live streaming, yes. Don't be a thief and then go around condemning people for cheating on their taxes. Don't be an adulterer. Don't be an adulterer and then go around condemning people for, doing their thing. But you can rightly judge, and you can unhypocritically judge. In fact, we're called to. So, bruh. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Have you thought about putting a tier on Indiegogo for every campaign comic like you did with Kickstarter? What? Could you clarify that? Don't be a Mike Miller and then go around condemning people for over rendering. Dun, 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 dun. Just keep that in mind. Go ahead. Go take the log out of your own eye and then rightly judge. It's all good. What's the term used for pedophiles? A child xenomorph? What the heck, Victor? Don't tell Bubba about the rope. What? What rope? What rope are we talking about? A gibbet? Yeah, I wrote something on Twitter today that before I even hit send, I was like, is this going to get me kicked off of Twitter? Well, I thought about it, and I'm like, I shall let the chips fall where they may. It was these traitorous little freaking wretches promoting the overthrow of the American government, and I'm like, I said something about the gibbet, but thankfully most people on the left are historically illiterate, so they won't know what a gibbet is. Elijah doesn't know what a gibbet is either, apparently. What's a gibbet, Elijah? What? Yeah, see, he doesn't know what it is. So there that is. And then I did another post where I said, we used to shoot traitors, right? Am I encouraging that we should execute these people? I'm just reminding everyone that there was a time in this country where being a traitor to this country was a capital offense. Should we go back to that time? I don't know. You tell me. You guys tell me.
Oh, it burns.
Another church is burning today. I feel I have not prayed enough. Oof. Fing Book says, I was listening to Ethan. He got into dirty He-Man stuff, so now I am here and it's peaceful. This is the peaceful place. Come and be at peace with us while we talk about hanging traitors from gibbets. Get it now? Context. What's a gibbet, Elijah?
Wood.
A wood. On Kickstarter, you have a tier. You can get Meg, Lone Star, MAGA, Monster Hunt in one tier. You gonna hour on that on in Indigo. Oh, you want me to add that tier to the Indiegogo? That's what you're saying? Or you're saying I should do that for future Indiegogos? Tell me what you want to be, money. Beep, beep,
I
beep.
don't trust this one. Right, okay.
I don't trust this one.
Oh, it just
Do. In For Greater Glory, Christians were hanged, lots of martyrs. I worry the UN and globalists are firmly entrenched in the USA. Yeah, I really want to get out of the UN. It's just oof. A bunch of anti-Semitic douchebags. Anti-Semites. I see a new game with the Predator. Okay. Captain Kidd was in a gibbet. Captain Kidd. I remember studying about him, but now I'm drawing a blank. Captain Kidd. Was Captain Kidd a privateer for the British?
No, he is not a privateer. He was. Oh yeah, I think he was a privateer.
Yeah.
He might hire some crap.
yes.
Don't confuse your pirates, dude. It's very important that you keep your pirates straight. They're a very important part of history. Thought you heard you say the other day that you are Jewish. Is that true? No, I'm not Jewish. My wife is Jewish. My kids are Jewish. I am a Japanese. So my daughter is actually she's a double Jap. She's a Jap as in Japanese, and she's a Jap as in the Jewish American princess. It's an old saying. Jewish American, like WASP, right? White Anglo-Saxon Protestant Jewish American princess. Dun, dun, dun. Monetized? What? Mike is Oriental, Frank. That is correct. I am Oriental. P-Money, Blacklist, whatever you think could help this campaign or future campaign, even one person buying all your comics in one tier would get you a good deal of money. That's true. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will do that. Does anybody want? I mean, most of my guys have already gotten everything, but some of the newbies pick up the big tier with all the books. Victor did last night. Victor grabbed the I want everything tier. Make me one with everything. But if you try sometime, you just might find you get what you need. I wish I still had copies of Lullaby 1 that I could sell, because Lullaby 1 and 2 are great. I could add those to my thing.
No, my one.
That's cool. Was she a Christian before you married?
No.
Not in any real sense. She did a ineffectual prayer when she was younger. That didn't really change her life or anything. But after we were married, we moved to Austin and we started going to this Calvary Chapel there. And I wanted to go to one of the Bible studies, and so I went to this one which was more advanced, and I was like, oh, you should go to the new beginners Bible study class, and she went in there, and that's where she really finally understood what it meant to accept Christ into your heart, and that's how she accepted the Lord and became a true believer in the saving grace of Yeshua HaMashiach. Thank you for asking. I never thought I would be getting every cover of Magnificent Seven. Well, now you are, Victor. Every cover, and a cover that everybody who backs on Indiegogo is not getting. So it is the Kickstarter exclusive Matthew Weldon variant. Boom, boom, boom. If anybody else wants it, you got to go to the Kickstarter to get it. So, and it's a dope variant, colored by Zach Bradley. I think everybody watched it being colored, right? What was that on? I think that was on a Friday night auctions. Oh, did you guys see Elliot's bulk? I colored it up. It's not final colors. I did it with a mouse because my Wacom tablet's trash. I do have to get a new one before too long here. But I posted it up in the latest update, and I sent out emails. So hopefully everybody got that. Hopefully everybody loved it. Aaron Lopresti is live drawing. Yay! Do you have some great comics coming? Deal with the Devil became one of my wife's favorite detective stories. Ah, that's nice to hear. So nice to hear people like my writings. It's funny because I haven't written all that much stuff that's been published, so I really do actually enjoy hearing that because it's new to me. People like to act surprised that Kanye is going hard in the paint for Christ now, but he did make a song called Jesus Walks back in 2004. Kanye's journey has been an interesting one. If you kind of watch any of the interviews about how he was, what he believed and how he's changed and how he is so hard in the paint now, as opposed to when he was calling himself Jesus, right? It is different. I believe he's at a true spiritual awakening, so good for him. Always happy when anyone has a true Christ experience and really does start walking the path, start changing their life to reflect their God. It is you can tell when someone's true about it, and when someone's just like, oh yeah, I'm Christian now. Or at least when they're in the process, right? If you haven't given anything up in your unchristian walk, if you're like, oh no, nothing has changed except I call myself a Christian now, then sorry, man. I sincerely doubt you've had any effectual faith, because that's the word, effect, right? It's got to affect your life to accept Christ. It's got to change you in a fundamental way. How you walk, what you say, how you behave, how you treat others. If it doesn't, it's just lip service. Rhaegar says, I'm being facetious, but I agree. Kanye found out the truth. Reminds me of when I found out some truths about certain things. I know that his discovery is genuine because I felt the same thing, right? Amen. P- says, Blacklist Universe, I don't know why people complain about you going on Kickstarter. Billy Tucci went on both, and nobody seemed to complain to him. Oh, because he was given the holy blessing of, it's okay, it's just Billy. Fing says, I heard it's illegal to sing church songs. I need to learn a few to sing in public because it's breaking the law. It's what? Where's that? Where's it illegal to sing church songs? Canada. That would make sense. Fing, are you in Canada? P Money is one of those. One of them. Mm-mm.
The guy who did nothing and never clicked to see nothing more.
By the way, I do want to clarify that sanctification is a lifelong process. So I'm not ever suggesting that because somebody accepts Christ, they instantaneously become, the perfect example of holiness. That's certainly not the case. But when you do have Christ, you invite Christ into your heart, he becomes your Jiminy Cricket, right? He's your super conscience. He convicts you. The Holy Spirit convicts you of the things that you have been doing wrong and why you do need to change. And you have to get into your Bible and you have to confirm with the scriptures these changes of heart, So no, it's not like a light switch where you're like, I'm saved. Now I'm perfect. In a sense, you're perfect because you're perfectly forgiven, but the rest of your life is a struggle to be better. And if you're not even trying to be better, then that word has fallen on stony ground. And no one is going to follow you into the kingdom, which is the whole purpose of life, right? You can only bring, what did I say? You can only bring one thing into heaven with you. And that's other people. So lay not up treasures on earth, but lay up treasures in heaven, where moth doth not eat, rust does not corrupt. Bum, bum, bum. How's it looking so far? Not bad, huh? Aaron isn't really doing anything, just trying to steal Mike's viewers. Well, I can send him a link if he wants to come in here. If he wants to just chill, chat, and draw. I don't know what he's doing. Rhaegar says, I was baptized as a teenager, but I didn't take it seriously. I am just now starting to in my 30s. I only got baptized and then to stop my grandmother from asking me every Sunday. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. If you got baptized, but you don't have a real faith, all you did was get wet. You didn't get saved, you just got wet. Salvation is faith. Salvation is not taking a bath. But it was a good deed to do for your grandmother. He's working on some sketchbook drawings. Okay. What do you think of Thomas Jane as Anthony Goodwin? Thomas Jane? I could live with that. For those who don't know, Anthony Goodwin is the lead character in Deal with the Devil. The detective. Who I'd really like to see is Russell Crowe. But that's just because Gladiator is my favorite movie.
Wasn't Russell Crowe on Epstein's list?
Was he?
Just kidding.
Do that to me.
I did that with Mommy's favorite actor.
He's working on some sketch. Oh, I heard that. I felt like I was letting her every time she asked, and it was awkward. Yeah, I feel you. I feel like I should also be promoting my comic book. Go get Maga 7 now. Here's the hard part about crowdfunding. You do have to be your own marketing machine unless you hire someone else to be. It's like I was talking to Eric last night or yesterday. He came over to pick up some comics, and I'm like, "What are you doing to market?" He's like, "Nothing." I'm like, you gotta do something. You gotta do something, man. I mean, particularly if you're shadow banned and there's no way for anybody you don't send over there to find it, right? If you're not shadow banned, there is a possibility that people will just stumble on your book and buy it because they think it looks interesting or fun. But, you know, if you are shadow banned, then every single sale is dependent on your own personal marketing. One thing though, the guy I was working with, or the guy I'm working for, did mention, like, he saw the shadow ban thing, and he's like, "That's not cool, man." I'm like, "I know. That is not cool at all." So it makes me wonder if he's going to want to go to Kickstarter instead of Indiegogo. Maybe costing Indiegogo shadow banning me may end up costing Indiegogo what has the potential to be their largest campaign ever. So I guess we'll see. Guess we will see. Are you drawing Siege? No, the Siege was broken. Tom Berenger was the substitute, not Thomas Jane. Are you asking about Tom Berenger for him? I gotta take a drink. Hold on a second. Both Mike's and Aaron's? What other Mike is streaming? Oh, Mike's and Aaron's live stream. Sorry. Maybe I should bump in there and see if he wants to jump on mine. In the condo Del Mar. Oh, shoot. Bum, bum, bum. Anybody still watching? Jeremy Bridges, Alan Lopez, and Lovely. What's up, guys? What is up? Let me grab this invite here. Copy clipboard. All right. Let's see if Aaron. Where's Aaron Lopresti on this here Facebook machine? Aaron Lopresti alive now. Aaron Con. Oh, no, he's not doing upcoming Aaron Con. Let me drop Aaron a link. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Aaron. Where's Aaron? Hey, Aaron. Thinking stream. Yeah. He probably won't even see that if he's. It doesn't look like he's streaming. Is he streaming?
Bottom.
Oh, he is
I'm
streaming.
going to do this really quick so you know I'm talking about you. It says, is there a link for the sketchbook? If you look, this is what he wants. And then I just do it.
All right, he's on there. All right, I'm not going to bug him. All right, not true. I did just bug him, but that's fine. Mega 7 is on my first page of Indiegogo today. Oh, let me look. Indiegogo. Recommended for you. Cecil's Big Cover. Do as you're told. Oh, Luck Adventures. Second Chance. Projects you are following. Titan, Doomkicker, Red Rooster. Recently viewed Doomkicker, Autumn Gray, Vestry. Let's go to Explore Comics. Cecil's Big Cover, Do As You're Told, All Luck Adventure, Black and White, Cyber Frog, Once Upon a Frying Pan, T-Bird and Throttle, Cyber Frog, Death Shroud, Billy Tucci, Less Friction Skits. Click for more. Voting is your superpower. Fragaboom, Gold Digger, Plot Holes, Vestige, Still Missing, Replicator, Evia, Blackout, Last Goodbye, Ultraviolet, Ardana, Show More, Unstitched, Cash Grab, Mythics Issue, Hexcraft, Florida Man, Lady Alchemy, P. Craig Russell, Battle Brick Road, Frank Cho, Mindy Wheeler, Shinobi Sasquatch, Everett Hart So's Bad Boys. Now, I think you're actually typing in a word into the search bar. Just left a restaurant in a lefty business area in our town. A guy in a pickup truck drove with a giant Trump 2020 flag. I had a good little belly laugh. $25,389 on Indiegogo, $163 on Kickstarter, $16.37 on Kickstarter. Right on. Yes, this is a Game of Thrones cover. This is the next Game of Thrones cover. This is where the Hound holds the sword against Sansa's neck because he's just funny like that. The bad thing about crowdfunding is you can't share a copy in time for people to buy it. Share a copy. What? Yeah, I really wanted to get some digital press copies printed in time, but why is she staring? She's staring at the sword, Victor. 8 hours ago, maga7.com DJ says, backed a couple days ago for the perk to be in Trump's crowd. Looking forward for the awesome opportunity you can be in the book too. Maga7.com. That is correct. Yeah, how many of those have I sold? Let me go see. Maga7.com. We are at 2389. We have sold 5. Be in the crowds behind Trump. And I know it says 5 of 40, but I forgot that I had to put word bubbles all over that. So it's not going to be all 40. Not going to be all 40. Oh, Rich Files. That was a nice comment. Just back to you. Found out about you being shadow banned on Anna's stream with Cecil. Came right over to help you the best way I can by letting you provide me with quality entertainment for a nominal fee. Thank you, Rich Files. Goodness. How nice of Anna to mention it. Or Cecil, or whoever mentioned it. Kyle J says, always a pleasure to back your stuff, Mike. I notice it's not just you that got hit with the shadow ban hammer. None of Timothy Lim's stuff is showing up in the trending section either. The successful campaign for Orgasm Girl is similarly missing. Really? But all of it can still be found in most funded page. Here's hoping it gets straightened out. I hope it does too. Kevin says, if 50K is the number to get 32 pages, then make it official and put it on the campaign page as a stretch goal. This way, backers have a clear sense of what this campaign is offering. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I just haven't updated the campaign page, so I will do that. I don't want to lay out an entire map of stretch goals. I like kind of announcing them right before or right after I hit them. So second stretch goal got hit today, and it was the amphibious bulk trading card.
But if you map it out, doesn't it make it more effective for people?
I don't know. I don't know if that works.
Because it'll show them in the future like what's going to be coming out, and they'll be more encouraged to share it after their friends, so they get that.
Is that how stretch goals work? I've never really understood why that encouraged people, but if that's what happens,
It's like a
yeah.
game. You have like a bunch of goals.
Okay. I'll deal with it later. Nikolai says, you are indeed shadow banned by Indiegogo. Clownfish TV covered it, and I just had to hop on over and back you. Right on. Thank you, Nikolai. Looking forward to the comic and Trump 2020, 24, 2028. Jackal Baron says, MAGA! Right on. Given Hui wants a second book. I haven't even printed the first one yet. Would it be possible to add an additional perk that would offer volume 2? Or would you rather wait for the completion of this first one to even begin that discussion? Because I'm down for it. I appreciate it, Gavin. All right, let's actually check out. Yeah. I do love the enthusiasm. Blacklist Universe, I'm hurt you got to the 25,000 stretch goal last night. You're hurt? You're the one who got me to it, P-Money. Let me do a real quick MAGA Nifashan Shaman on Indiegogo. So let's share this. These are the comments I was reading. What was I? Oh, the update. Yeah, here. So for those who didn't see it, here it is, the amphibious boat. These are not final colors. I just did this with my mouse. Again, my Wacom tablet's not great right now. What if you typed in the word keyword as the keyword? I don't think keyword is in my thing. Wait until you do Return of the Magnificent Seven with Ivanka Trump in charge. Blacklist University, you said it hit today, not last night. Just messing with it. Oh, wait, where did I say that? Here? Stretch goal achievement. Week 2. Where did I say it today? I'm pretty sure I covered it last night. Yeah, see, this little orange spot's a mistake, so I need to, and then this little white gap. I'm gonna go in after I get a better Wacom tablet, and I'll make this clear it a little bit better. Rhaegar says, as a minority, I am more fearful of the people rioting in the streets in Portland than I am of the guys armed in Idaho who come to the protests. They are, but way low. Just confirmed again. It's not there. You typed in comics. That means you typed in a keyword. That is correct. Yeah, a lot of people just don't understand the difference between doing a explore search and doing a word search. The word search function still works. The explore search does not. Nighthawk says, have a nice live stream. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. She is looking at me, Victor. Joke was bad. Well, P-Money, you are from Canada, so I will excuse your joke. All right, let me bump that back up. We can still look at the amphibious bulk card, and you guys can marvel at the wonder of Elliot Fernandez, who, by the way, for those who are recent to join the stream, Elliot will be taking over my channel while I'm on my camping trip. So he's going to be doing not just my channel. He'll be hosting Drawn and Quartered, and he will be doing cross examinations for me as well, which is epic cool. I can't wait to see what he does at. So very, very cool indeed. Elliot.
COVID Commander was hilarious.
Yeah, that third video friggin' got me, man. The first two are good setup. Terry Crews talking about Nick Cannon. I was never afraid of the KKK. It was people like you. Who's Nick Cannon? I do not know this Nicholas Cannon a person. Chainmail. You guys know I love the chainmail. I don't think I'm going to do the chainmail with the brush, though. This isn't really conducive. That's one thing you can do with markers, like technical stuff. Cars and buildings. All right, let's get to this unpleasant face on the hound. Sandor Clegane. Why you gotta be so cruel? Why Sandor gotta be so cruel, anyways? Nick Cannon is a black Hebrew Israelite. He hosted America's Got Talent for a while. He's a black Hebrew Israelite? I don't understand that. Those guys are like legit racist. I don't know. Ask them. I don't know. Ask them. Can't ask me. I don't know why they're racist. Bum, bum, bum. Why are you so racist, black Hebrew Israelites? Do. Mike doesn't know Nick Cannon. He was an actor who was once married to Mariah Carey. He used to be on Nickelodeon kids shows between the 90s. Then he hosted Talent and The Masked Singer. Oh, the guy on Masked Singer. Okay. I've seen a few episodes of that. Sorry, I'm not hip to everything pop culture, bruh. My bad. Feel free to mock me. You won't be the first. You won't be the last. I wonder if I should ink this trashed up, burned up face with a quill and give it some finer, nasty textures. Cannon is just another black supremacist looking for reasons to justify his existence. They believe only blacks are God's legitimate people. Well, just saying that is racist. I mean, not you, but if that's the case. Yep, that's pretty stinking racist. I believe there was a group of Germans who had a very similar but opposite ideology back in the 30s, 40s. Caused some problems for a lot of people. But they were dressed very nicely. Well-dressed Germans from the 30s sound very much like black Israelites from today. Bum, bum, bum.
All right. I believe.
Yeah, let's give you guys a better look at what's going on here, if this will focus. What do you think? You like it? I like it. You do you like it a lot. Dun, dun, dun. I did not really tightly pencil this burn marks because I wanted to kind of let my brush just kind of do some cool, funky textures. That is again a thing you can do with a brush that you can't do with a quill or a marker particularly. Is just kind of let it dance, and it'll create these cool little shapes and textures that are impossible to replicate with any other tool. Because there's a degree of randomness to it. Like when you kind of, not scribbling, but I mean, very nearly, you're just sort of scribbling with the very tip of the brush, and then it'll create little bloops and shapes that you couldn't have forecast while you're inking. So particularly for organic stuff like a big old burned face, that's very very helpful. No one should ever ink Two-Face with anything but a brush. I will bring this up to the screen so you can see what I'm talking about in a second. Hold on. So, see what I'm talking about with the sort of random gloopy shapes that get what a gruesome texture you can do with that brush, right? You can't do that with anything else. Only brush. You can fake it with a nib. You can fake it with a pen, but to get it to have that organic feel, can't be faked. That scarring is hardcore. Well, yeah, he's had his face burned off. Almost zombie-like. Most people listen to rap and just dismiss the crazy stuff said in it as not serious or just entertainment, but these people actually believe it. Imagine if country music did this. Antonio Sabato Jr. is trying to make a conservative studio for Hollywood actors tired of the pedos and left-wing nuts. It will be a huge uphill battle, though Hollywood has billions. There are billionaires who want to do the same thing, but they want to just do a bunch of like Christian tract movie crap, according to Doug, because I've mentioned it because I know another friend who knows some of the billionaires, and I know that they want to do it. And Doug's like, yeah, I've talked to those guys, and all they want to do is all this tract stuff instead of just creating, stuff from a conservative or Christian worldview. They want everything to be fireproof or what are some of those other Christian movies that lack in quality, but people will go see them because it's got the gospel message in it, which it's got its place, and I appreciate it, but that's not how you change society. That's not how you rebuild a love for God, because really you're when you're doing stuff like that, all you're doing essentially is preaching to the choir. You know, you can have somebody from church show one of those movies to an agnostic or somebody, and they're going to be like, I don't want to watch this crap. That's just reality. In the old days, you could get them with a phenomenal, Christian worldview movie like Ben-Hur, which is like, 3.5 hours long, and there's only about, 2 minutes of real Christ related stuff in there, like when he gives him the drink from the well, like you see in the in my opening for cross-examinations, or not from the well but from the water, and then the crucifixion scene, and then like that's it, you got it, you got who is Christ in there, but you didn't turn the whole bloody movie into some sort of tract. The rest of the movie is just this epic, awesome story about a real person. I don't know if Judah Ben-Hur was a real person, but the Hur family line is biblical. So, yeah, interesting. Ooh, it's getting creepy, huh? Getting creepy. Why won't you focus, camera? Be nice to me. Creepy, gross. Greetings, Todd, fellow artists. Live long and prosper. YouTuber. Mike would do well on a zombie series. Why can't this? I'm black, so technically I can't be. Wait, can't be what? Do I have to scroll back up?
Can't be racist if you have color.
Can't be what? Did he talk about that? Ben-Hur, but I don't even know her. I have to put that on screen. That's really bad. Have you heard about The Chosen, a crowdfunded show about the life of Jesus? I have not. Preaching to the choir has its place, but you got to hook the people who need to be hooked too. Yeah. See, for me, it's about creating a worldview rather than a tract or doing great stuff with the right worldview. A right worldview is it's not setting out to make the view the message. It's just that's where the stories are coming from, right? And so that way you are actually producing the best quality stuff, because the story comes first. The fact that it's from your worldview informs the story. It's not that the worldview is the purpose of the story. It just informs the world the story is set in. So anyway, that's how I try to write my books. Unless I'm doing something specific for a church thing or something. Wait, what time is it? All right. We do's gonna go to church tonight, right? We do's gonna go to church. So everybody does gotta get ready. I trust Doug T because I know he would run an overt Christian organization, but keep it non-leftist. Wouldn't run an overt Christian organization. Yeah, like the way Doug does his books. His books are all from a Christian worldview, but none of it is ever like preaching. Preaching has its place, but I don't think it's in entertainment. Unless you're trying to do a specifically targeted thing for that particular purpose. Like I wrote a book series called, oh, not the whole series, but part of it, called Hand of the Morning Star. And one of the key things in that story is that the bad guy gets saved and then changes his life. And so I had to write in his salvation, his accepting the Lord and all that stuff. But it was just a very necessary part of the story. And it was intended to be a Christian comic, so. Doesn't mean you can't have a program. Trump 2020 confirmed. Yep. Christian productions are cringy most of the time. Yeah, that's the problem. That is indeed the problem. Dang it, he's getting dry. So, new badges for 1 year members tomorrow. Oh, I gotta get around to that. Do have to get around to that. I don't know if I'm gonna have time tonight. I don't know. What do you guys suggest for the new 1 year badges? 1 year membership badges. What do you suggest I do? I need some ideas here. And yes, you can make suggestions even if you're not a 1 year member or a member at all. Bulkhead? A bulkhead? Seriously? You have to keep in mind that this is just a sort of a lark project. The triggering siege head. George Sorosian head. No! Sex is George is my uncle's name. Close up of Angel's feet. Oh, Rathulu. Bad boy. Anyone else got an idea? Anyone else? Anyone? You guys gonna make me go with the bulkhead because nobody else is bulkhead? That's funny. No one else is coming up with anything good. We can go back to the classic frog sushi. Ha Just kidding. A thank you, that would mean a lot. Oh, that's cute. A caricature of one of the kids. What's up, Don Chan? We're talking about what to do for our 1-year membership badges. I don't know. Looking for ideas. Dang it, this just seems like it is dry. What is the deal with this? JoJo throwing a remote control. Terrible. I feel like you're not trying to give me real answers here. Broken TV. Caricature of the guy who says we don't need no stinking badges. How about badgers? How about Weird Al Yankovic? How about Nacho Libre? Ramsey's number one. He knows the secrets of desire. Or a Trump head. Dun dun dun. Joe K. I was being sincere. BLM. Blacklist matters. Blacklist matters. I don't think it'd be so small. I don't think you could read it if I wrote Blacklist matters, though. And I don't think I want to put BLM.
Blacklist.
The bulk transcends this comic. Does he? Does he though? How about if I put a big Q or WWG1 WG2. Oh no, WG all. Wait, is that how it goes? Do not make my 1-year icon be controversial. I don't need that. That's right, Seagraves. Hello, Cheyenne. Who do you think will win in 2020? America will win because Donald Trump is going to be reelected. Oh! And then the big reveal that John F. Kennedy Jr. has been alive this whole time. I'll tell you what, dude. If that turns out to be true, I don't know what I'm gonna do. That is gonna be so funny. The secrets of desire. Incarnation. This is Ruth Money has as the badge. P Money. That can't be controversial, right? Yeah. You trying to dox Ruth? Yo, dude. Don't you dox Ruth. He's annoying here. So funny seeing people who just weeks ago were so proud Democrat and now seeing them post Q stuff. Seriously? That's funny. Yeah, it was weird that's what got Vox Day booted from Indiegogo was having a book called Alt Hero Q. Right? Weird. And they were trying to say that I mean, I don't know. I've seen some Q stuff. I don't never see any racist Q stuff, so I don't know why they would claim that's racist. Of course, I'm not a diligent watcher of Q related stuff, but I've seen some stuff. My Ruth Money, my George, I think he's got it. How about if I just put a Bitcoin logo? That would be good, right? Everybody's down with the Bitcoin logo for the 1 year badge. No? Yes? No? No? Where we go one, we go all. It's a cute thing. That's right. Stupid Q anon garbage. Says Rhaegar. Do, 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 do. I spent a year supporting you, Mike. Really? To promote Bitcoin? Really, Mike? Really? You know what this channel's all about, man. It's about Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin channel. Welcome to the Bitcoin Network. Which, by the way, get on board while you can. The Bitcoin train is about to pull out of the station. Ugh. Why you gotta do that right now when I'm doing freaking eyelashes? Gold is over 1,800. Yeah? Bitcoin is over 9,000. When Bitcoin was $1, gold was like 1,600. So you can do with that math. If you had put 1 ounce of gold into Bitcoin when it was $1, you would be one of the wealthiest people in America. Bitcoin is a scam, says Nixie. I don't think you know what you're talking about, but thank you for your interjection. We can't all put as much time into researching this stuff as I do, so. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Is that the Hound and Arya? No, Cindy, this is the Hound and Sansa. I know I should be working on this on Order of the Green Hand, but I have other obligations to meet, so I couldn't wait for them. I was busy on Thursday, so I couldn't jump in with them then.
You want cigarettes? What? It was his challenge just to read like the
Nice, thank you. I'm still waiting on a shipment of silver. Oh my goodness. You look like Aaron Lopresti want to join the stream.
I am. I'm very dark. I'm backlit heavily by the.
You are. You're very contrasty.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to be very mysterious. Like how they interview like whistleblowers and stuff, and they
Yep.
have them in shadow and.
Aaron the Whistleblower.
That's
You want
right.
me to change your screen name to Aaron the Whistleblower?
That's right. I got to have some information though, which I have no secret information to make anybody look bad or anything like that. Well, actually, I do, but I'm not talking. So.
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of being a whistleblower.
It does. So I guess
You're a very, very bad whistleblower, Aaron.
I'm one of the worst, actually. Integrity is my middle name. So
yeah.
So what are you doing?
Your parents had a lot of imagination to name you Aaron Integrity Lopresti.
I know. Well, Aaron means wisdom or learned one. So it would only follow that someone with as much wisdom as I have would also have a great deal of integrity to manage that wisdom.
Fair enough. I'm doing a cover for Game of Thrones Clash of Kings. I'm going on vacation on Monday, so I need to get this done before I bail.
When you live in Southern California, where do you go to vacation?
Northern California.
The only place worse than Southern California, you go to Northern California.
Well, we're not going to a city. We're going camping. So
okay.
It is a very, very beautiful. It's like Oregon, but without the rain.
It's like 90 here today.
Yeah, is it? I know it gets hot there in the summer. Obviously, I live there, so.
Well, no, it's been nice for the last couple of days, and we're supposed to have. I think it's going to get cooler here tomorrow, and then like Tuesday, it's going to warm back up. So it's all good.
There's some brutal summers there.
Well, when you get into August and early September, it can still be warm-ish.
Tepid.
So my daughter is going to school in Phoenix, Arizona.
Really?
At Grand Canyon University.
Oh, that's one of my. I know people there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they just moved the start date back a month because of all the Corona madness they're having in Phoenix right now. So we had the whole thing planned out. We're going to drive her down and all that. And now it's all cancel on hotels, cancel car reservations, go back and redo everything for a month later. But at least it'll be cooler. Average temperature in late September in Phoenix area is like 92 as opposed to like 110 right now.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't leave San Diego.
So you live in San Diego then, or the San Diego area?
Yeah, I live in San Diego County, so.
That's actually sort of almost a quasi-conservative area, isn't it, for California?
For California, it is.
Yeah, right.
Emphasis on quasi.
Right. I mean, it's all relative. Taking into
like
California.
Like we had Duncan Hunter as our rep, so he was.
I've heard of Dunkin' Donuts, but Duncan Hunter.
Yeah. We actually had Republican representative.
Woo. Wow, how about that? Yeah. And Anaheim is supposed to be like somewhat conservative, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's my thing. Is like I vote every time they have one of those Let's Break Up California initiatives. I put my name on the I'll sign for it to be on the ballot. But the powers that be don't want that to happen because if you chop off South California, it'll become at least a swing state. They don't want that.
Yeah, well, that's true. I don't know. I can't imagine redistricting and making a new state would be a colossal pain in the butt.
I'm fine with it. Let's do it.
Well, there's a lot of people fine with it right now in a lot of areas, even in Southern Oregon, they're that way.
Yeah, and Northern California, Jefferson County has been trying to do this ever since I can remember.
Well, yeah, that's what they wanted to call. They wanted to take part of Southern Oregon and part of Northern California and make it the new state of Jefferson.
Nice.
So,
see, that'd be epic.
I guess they did that with West Virginia, but of course that was like, over 150 years ago. So they haven't done it recently, but apparently that is how Virginia just was Virginia. Then they cut it off and made West Virginia a separate state. So it can't be done.
That whole Dakota thing.
Yeah, and you'd have to like redo the flag, Well, of course, Antifa's burning all the flags anyway, so you need to make new ones. So you could just add that extra star in there.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
So
or we could just merge like Rhode Island with whatever it's next to, because it's only the size of a postage stamp anyways.
That's true.
Like, why are you a state? You're literally smaller than San Diego County.
Is it? So I don't know. I just finished a live stream.
Yeah. How'd it go?
Good enough. I was on for an hour, did a little sketching, and then had to go feed the dog. So it was intended to be short and sweet, and it was. I think it did all right. I see some of there's Mark Anthony. He was over in mine for a while. So
Mark Anthony, you traitor. No, just kidding.
He was beating off and back and forth, I think. And who was it? Nick, what was it? No, not Nick C, somebody else.
Andrew J.
Andrew J was there, but it was Nighthawk Warrior. Oh. He was like, "Hey, Mike, you should do a dual live stream with Mike." I go, "I'm doing my own live stream right now." So, yeah, and I wouldn't even know how to right in the middle of something switch to. I don't even know if you can do that. So,
I know you can. You can. I wouldn't be able to explain it though.
Well, I wouldn't be able to learn it. So, hey, are you what package do you have on StreamYard? Are you level 3 or are you still level 2?
I would guess I'm level 2. I don't think I jumped. I don't think I changed anything.
So how do you get those?
I always thought it was just pro or not,
Well, no, there's the first one that's free, right? But you can't really do anything.
Right.
And there's the second one, which this is $20 a month or $25 a month or something.
Yeah, I think that's mine.
Yeah, that's the one I'm on. Then there's another one that's the pro package. It's way more expensive.
What do you get to do?
So how do you get those screenshots of Moses and stuff where you go, Aaron? What is that under when you're?
That is under. Here, let me share my screen. Stop screen, share screen, entire screen. All right, you see. Here, let me go to. When you go to, wait, where am I? Wait, how am I doing this? Where's my tabs?
I don't know, but you got comments and banners and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, but hold on. I gotta get rid of this. Close window. All right, so you go to brand.
Okay.
Right? And then obviously the logo is what comes up here, so I can switch it to Friday Night Auctions, Blacklist, whatever, or nothing at all. You just unclick it and it goes away.
All right.
You go to overlay and you can upload, and it's overlay and background. So there's there's the background right here, right? I can switch it to Trump or me and my wife.
Do you need a green screen to use the background though?
Green screen is separate. That's a different thing. So I'll show you that in a second. But so that's the background. That's what's going to show up if I turn everything off. If I turn you and me off. Right, that the background pops up.
Right.
So over, and then there's us, whatever we are, our screens, and then there's the overlays. So the overlays, you just go here and you click upload overlay, and then you just go grab whatever you want.
Image you want.
Yeah, I can grab here. I'll grab. I think this is probably too big to be an overlay. Then I go find it in there, and it's I don't know how they do it. I think it's first of all, up here you have your graphic overlays on top, and then your video overlays, and then they're uploaded by date. So the newest one will be the one on the bottom. So I can grab that and I can just pop that up as an overlay. And then of course the videos will be.
And now for something completely different.
Now, do you have to click out of that, or does it just run its course and then turn off?
It'll run its course unless you want to click off. So you could be. That's why I'll do this one. I'll just click it and then I'll click it off instead of running the whole thing.
Stupid!
Right.
You can just
The
click.
whole thing is the.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
But oftentimes I just want to use the one stupid.
I see. All right. Well, that seems
So,
quite
yeah.
simple, actually. Once
Yeah.
you know the secret.
Oh. Right. And then on green screens, you go to settings, and then you click on your green screen, and then you can turn on your green screen. But obviously, you have to have something green for that to
Or you
matter.
have to have a physical green screen set up behind you, right?
I do. Yeah, it's a curtain.
Groovy.
So it's a curtain. I have it attached to my bookshelf over here, and then I just drape it over to my my photo stand. And it's not very good, my green screen, the way it works, because it's not flat and well lit, which is what you need for a green screen to really work well.
Well, see, this is all great information. I need to up my game a little bit on my broadcast. You know, I have a few more interesting things up there than just me yammering while I'm drawing.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you've got a few, you know.
A few, but I need to actually sit down and start doing some produced videos. But I need time for that, and so that's kind of the trick. Is I don't have.
I know I did tons of those at first, but now I just don't have time to do them. Then when you're doing live streams, it's like, who's got time to sit there and put together a video and edit it?
Yeah.
And I've really found that there's not a lot of difference between how many views I get on edited videos as opposed to live streams.
Yeah.
More people seem to like the
I noticed that too, and it was kind of discouraging that, like, I'm going to take the time to go do these other things, and then it's like you expect like some magic pill, like it's going to get twice as many views or 10 times or whatever, and it's like it doesn't work. I think you do have to do it long term and get a new audience, or maybe YouTube's algorithm starts suggesting you more if you've got like a series of short produced videos. I haven't figured out how to work all the ins and outs and whatnot of YouTube, obviously, because my channel's not grown. But
I got like 557 followers, and that's after almost a year, and I've got over 30 some videos posted in less than a year, which I don't think is too bad.
Aaron, I've lost 500 followers in a year, so I don't want to hear it.
I've lost more followers than you have, pal.
Well, everyone, if you're not already subbed to Aaron Lopresti, get your butts on over there. Aaron Lopresti. Aaron
free. Why wouldn't you subscribe? It's free.
It's free.
And it helps me out, or so I'm told.
Yeah.
You're getting monetized, right? Or are you not?
Yeah.
Do you make any money at all doing that?
Not a lot, but I make a bit. I have a consistent see the guys in the chat that have the little symbols next to them? They're green.
Yeah. Okay,
those are all subscribers.
Oh, okay.
So they pay $2, $5, or $10 a month, and I have I don't know 80 of them. So it's a little check every month that goes into my bank account, and that's nice.
Well,
But
we're sitting here producing all these videos and time. You want to get it might be nice to generate a little bit of income for all the time and effort.
well, yeah. The thing is that it's not really about that part. It's about having that audience there to support you when you launch your campaigns.
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
hey, I'm over 25K on my Maga
saw that.
7.
I saw that. I thought, and you're getting sort of shadow banned, aren't you? A little bit on that.
I know. Yeah. And here's Elliot just did a card for me. So
You guys, you and Ethan have really got something going on, don't you?
oh, this has nothing to do with Ethan. This is
Sure it doesn't.
It doesn't. It's because that's all right. For each of the characters, I used their kind of shtick for their character as best I could. And what's Alex Jones best known for?
Oh, that's true. The gay frog thing, right?
The gay frog thing. That's right.
Okay. All right. I got you. Oh.
He doesn't have a monopoly on frogs,
Well, I just thought I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I don't know.
Where are we at? Have we moved at all? 44? Nope, we have not. 25,389.
How
So
many pages? Is this 48 pages?
24. It's only $10. It's a $10.
You've actually raised enough to actually pay to do the comic and pay yourself to do the comics. That's really good.
Yeah, but I'm already done with the comic, so
I know, but I'm just saying theoretically, if you were
Yeah.
producing a comic book, that's about. I know you got to take shipping out of that, but that's about where you'd want to be for a decent page rate, and everybody that's working on it.
yeah, and it's trending to do around 50, so hopefully it does.
Hey,
And, I've got another 1,000 something on Kickstarter. So
so you're running them concurrently?
yeah,
I'm surprised Kickstarter let you run this.
I was a little surprised too. Yeah, I've got 47 backers, 1,652 on Kickstarter. So
nice.
my total is 27, about 2,700. I mean 27,000 right now.
So this will ship right away because it's pretty much done.
Yeah, except if we get to 50,000, I want to add an 8-page signature.
Oh, okay.
Which should take me about a week to draw, and then I'll get that colored up.
Right.
Because I do want to flesh out some of the. Did you get the PDF?
The who?
The PDF of the book.
Of which book?
This one, Maga 7.
Oh, you sent that to me for Friday Night Videos, and I didn't look at it because I drew the thing anyway.
Oh, all right. Well, I sent it to you so you could read it and enjoy it. And
Okay, well, I will then. All right. I just was a quick skim over it, and I thought it was just like reference for the characters, and I didn't really look at it that closely. But now that I know it's actually the book, I will go ahead and read it.
All right.
And it better be funny, man.
Well, I mean, people I've sent it to have said they laughed out loud, and Dean Kane, dropping names. Dean Kane read it, and when he was messaging me, he's like, "I'm still laughing, dude." So
Cool.
Hopefully, it suits your sense of humor.
Well,
Your dry wit.
Oh, I have a wit. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to pull a Mike Miller and go to Taco Bell or something tonight.
Oh yeah. Wait, why is that a Mike Miller?
Dude, you're always like popping open either In or Out Burger or Taco Bell on whenever I'm on with you.
I do like Taco Bell, but I prefer real San Diego Mexican food.
Yeah.
Of course, you're up there by Hillsborough, aren't you?
I'm not in Hillsborough anymore.
Oh, you're not?
I'm southwest of Portland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my brother used to call it Hill's Burrito.
Well, see, that would be culturally inappropriate and actually racist. So I would not say that.
Yeah, that's because you're white. You're not allowed to.
I can't say anything. That's true. You can say whatever you want. Not
Hill's
really.
Burrito, Hill's Burrito.
See, not really though.
It's the only place in Portland you can get good Mexican food, though.
What, in Hillsboro?
Yeah.
Nah. I'm afraid to go downtown Portland anymore because I don't want to die. But there's a lot of. Actually, you used to live over in Southeast, didn't you?
I lived in Bethany.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, I did live in Southeast for a minute. That's where you came over for the barbecue.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Bethany's nice.
yeah, that's new too.
Yeah, well, there's stuff over in Southeast. Over on Hawthorne where Excalibur Comics is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just closer towards the river, there's a Burgerville, and across from that now.
Oh, by the convention center.
No.
Oh, it's a different one.
Yeah, not that one. You got to stay on Hawthorne Boulevard and just go, like, if you're going to Excalibur, but let's say you're going towards downtown Portland from Excalibur.
Uh-huh.
You just stay on Hawthorne. You know that old movie theater there on the right?
Is it like the second run theater place?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like an old movie theater there.
Yeah.
And well, you go a little bit farther down and there's a Burgerville there on the left. But anyway, my point is across the street from that now is like this really great food truck park.
Oh, I've heard of that.
There's some good stuff in there. And they have a nice little Mexican restaurant in there.
Oh, okay.
Now,
In case you don't want to go to Hillsboro.
right. Well, I'm just saying, I think actually I'm a ways from Hillsboro. That's a healthy drive for me now. So I might as well go to Southeast.
And it's on the 26th. So whatever the drive is, it takes you twice as long.
That's right. Well, I circumvent that. So I go the back way.
Ah.
So.
Aaron Lopresti, backway man.
Wait a minute now. Be careful.
It's nice to have Aaron on because the conversation won't derail into CG garbage. True.
That's right, because I have no idea what that is. And I don't want to know. Oh, I know there's a lot of hate out there on the internet, and I try and avoid the hate.
Yeah.
Aaron lives in Chaz. I'm the comic warlord of Chaz.
They keep trying, man. They're trying to that freaking Portland. It's what 6-7 weeks now, 8 weeks.
Yeah, well, Trump's sending the feds, and they're cracking heads in there. So I don't know how much longer it's gonna last.
I'm worried because my nephew is at least my brother said my nephew had been he's angry and doing I don't know what he's doing, but he's not Antifa or anything. But
well, I would be pissed off for destroying downtown as far as I can tell.
Right.
And they're just letting it happen. And it's kind of like, I don't get this because why wouldn't you be serving your voters and taxpayers? Those are the people that are actually going to keep you in office, not these jobless, radicals. They got to be jobless. Who can protest or, riot 40 days in a row?
Right.
You got to have no job, right? So,
yeah. You ever talk to Randy about any of this stuff?
Emberlin?
Yeah.
Nah, not really. He hates Trump and is I can't quite figure him out. What his angle is.
It boggles my mind because it's like they're just he and his wife, they're so sweet, and they're like they're Christians, and I went to their church.
Yeah.
They live right down the street from me practically. But yeah, they're pretty left wing, huh?
Well, I don't know that I don't know if I would go that far, but I just don't. I definitely think they're anti-Trumpers.
Yeah.
So it's funny how he triggers people to a point where they want to get rid of him so badly that they ignore all the stuff that he's doing for Christian conservatives.
Yeah.
So, but
it's kind of a I don't know, round peg in a square hole.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me, but I understand why people don't like Trump. I totally get it, but you got to kind of.
I can't understand why anyone wouldn't love Donald J. Trump.
But you got to look at a guy, whether it's Obama or whoever. I couldn't stand Clinton, but he actually had a pretty successful presidency.
Yeah, Clinton is my kind of Democratic president, the kind that does whatever the polls tell him to.
Right. He's not an ideologue. He's just like trying to stay in office.
Yeah.
So, and And I couldn't stand the guy, but it was like, I couldn't, things were going pretty well. He did a pretty good job. And I mean, Newt Gingrich had a lot to do with that. But still, he was willing to work with people and get stuff done that needed to get done for the most part. So,
it's basically you knew saying, sign this bill. All right.
Oh, man. So anyway, I try to avoid talking politics because it's just too.
It's okay. It's just on my channel.
That's true. It's just too. Everybody's too sensitive, It was so funny when Obama was president. I could have like lengthy conversations with guys in comics because they just, they sort of would mock me and say, Aaron, there's never going to be another Republican president. Conservatism is over, buddy. Too bad, and we'd kind of laugh about it. But
They
now
were winning
you can't have that conversation with those same people now. They're just too pissed.
because
So
they're losing.
yeah, so it's kind of like, it's unfortunate, but I don't know. Maybe it's
That is basically how you boil it down. They're just sore losers.
well. The thing is, I think a lot of people really thought, at least progressives, really felt like Obama had pushed the country over all the way, and that we were never coming back.
Oh, I felt like it too.
And so did I. And I mean, I thought Hillary was going to win, and boy, they were not happy. Still,
No.
obviously.
No, they can't. They still can't digest it.
Yeah, if he wins again, oh my gosh.
Well, that's the weird thing. I fully expected, and there's videos of me talking about how I thought all this riot crap would have happened once Donald got reelected. But now what are they going to do?
They can't exactly ratchet it up any more than they already
Right? You're going to do it all over again? It's like,
Well, I think they will, but I think that, you can have when you're president and you don't have to worry about reelection, you don't have to walk as softly as maybe you would otherwise.
well, here's the difference though. Right now, because Antifa's tried all this stuff before, right?
Mhm.
But right now they have Black Lives Matter as a meat shield,
Right.
right? As the muscle. Antifa, dude, you put up a crowd of 1,000 Antifa against 200 like Republicans, they're just gonna get smashed in a street fight,
Yeah.
right? That's why they need Black Lives Matter. But Black Lives Matter is not gonna come out for the Trump getting reelected. The George Floyd thing they'll come out for. BLM's not going to come out for Trump getting reelected. It's going to be Antifa trying to do this on their own again.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I'm just disappointed that regardless of your political ideology, that a mayor or a governor would allow this to happen to their city and to their people they're supposed to be protecting. It's just mind numbing to me.
Yeah. What's that saying about never underestimate the stupidity of people in large numbers?
It's true. Oh man.
It's bizarre. Mob mentality, groupthink. It really just lowers the average IQ of a population.
Yeah. Well,
I should probably.
I've got some good video here. Someone can use against me now, I guess, on answer me on Twitter. I've worked so hard to get up to 4,200 followers. I'm gonna lose all of them.
No, you're gaining some. Everybody here, go follow Aaron on everything he does. Just Google Aaron Lopresti, and then anything you find him on, just follow it.
That's right. Although, I don't know. It's funny, we get sort of caught up in numbers, and it is important when you're producing projects. It's vitally important because obviously the more people that are exposed to what you're doing, the better chance you have of being able to raise enough money to do it.
All right.
Right? Because what's that magic number? Is like 5% of the actual people that follow you or see your project will actually buy it. So you have to have pretty good numbers. So I guess it's important in that regard. But I do most of my comic book business, I raise on Facebook. I don't think I have that many people that come in and buy stuff from me on Twitter, but I do have a lot on Facebook.
Yeah, Twitter's trash.
It is a bit of a dumpster fire. It's just, that's why I engaged a couple people early on about things, and I was like, this is not going anywhere. You can't have a conversation with anybody. It's just snarky comments back and forth. And you're like, we're not really getting any. What's the point?
Yep.
So there you have it. There's my social media philosophy.
You're as wise as you are old, my friend.
Okay, so that is true. So, let's get back to comics. How in tune are you to this Allegiance comics stuff?
I talk to Mitch once in a while. I follow it, and if I have an idea about something that might help him out, I message him. But
how does he? How is it going? What do you think of the business model? I'm not sure. I
don't know how it's doing. I don't know what the sales numbers are. I hope that it does very well, but
well, they're only selling through what money they raise on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and then they're only the money they raise selling through Walmart, right? These are not available in comic shops, right?
Correct.
Is there? Well, I guess they want more of the profits, right? Although I don't know.
Well, Walmart, all the Walmarts are open, all the comic shops are closed. So timing wise, it seemed almost providential.
I'm just curious because I've been in touch with David Williams, but he didn't have numbers last time I talked to him yet either. I don't know how quickly they can generate that stuff, but I'm curious because I think it's cool. I read the Bass Reeves stuff because I'm a big David Williams fan, and I know Kevin Griveau. Is it Griveau?
Grievous.
Grievous?
Yeah, I mean it's technically Griveau, but he pronounces it Grievous because it sounds cool.
Well, I'm getting a little too Frenchy with it when I pronounce it then. So
it is French. It is French.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting a little too cute for my own good, I guess. But I did buy Red Rooster, but I haven't read it yet. But I did read Bass Reeves and I really enjoyed it. But I'm a big David Williams fan too. So
yeah,
if I like the artwork, the story gets elevated. Maybe 2 to 3 times better than it would normally be if it didn't have good artwork. But not that. But I think the story's fine. I mean, it's kind of understated. It's not real wordy. I like that. It just kind of. It's what's the dialogue that's necessary is there, and it's a good looking book. So I mean, I hope it does well for them because we need some options,
Yes.
And I wonder how difficult, when you're producing just a single book at a time, like you are, or most Art or Ethan or whoever, Billy, I guess you bring in a certain amount of followers that are always going to be there for you. But there's such a mentality in comic readers that they really do kind of like a bigger universe, I think, in a connected universe, and that whole thing, that whole broader mythology that they can kind of get into before they would necessarily leave Marvel or DC behind.
Mm-hmm.
And, so you need a group of guys to, do a collective universe, I would think, to really be able to challenge with bigger numbers. But it's a tough business model to put together.
It is. That is my long-term, not grouping with a bunch of other guys, but that's why it's Blacklist Universe. That's been my thing. Hold on a second.
What do I cook the dogs at?
What?
What do I cook the dogs?
Where do you cook the hot dogs?
What?
What do you cook them at?
On the stove.
On the stove? 7? Yes, he's cooking some hot dogs. Oh, that sounds good. I'm hungry. Yeah, the Blacklist Universe. That's why I'm trying to build. Lone Star is just the first book in my entire universe. But I have so many properties that I want to do.
So do I. That's the problem. But you can't. Yeah. It's pretty hard to do them all, right? I mean, you'd have to bring in other people at some point.
Yeah, no. I mean, I have other artists and other writers in mind and whatnot. But that's why I'm not really pursuing my secondary books until after Lone Star 3, because I want to know how Lone Star 3 is going to do. Because since I've left Comicsgate, I need to find a new baseline for how well these books could do.
Right.
Because
Well, see,
Yeah.
my other dilemma is, and you're doing essentially what's a superhero book. It just seems like comics, and they always have been, so it shouldn't be a surprise. But comics have always sort of been the realm of superheroes, and I think you need sort of a superhero universe as opposed to all my ideas are non-superhero. I got one superhero idea, and the rest of them are, fantasy or sci-fi or humor or horror, and it's like they're not typical brand type.
they're pre-Superman Marvel books,
Yes.
right?
Well,
They're Atlas books because the Hulk was a horror comic.
right.
The Human Torch was a science fiction comic. It was, the whole universe was science fiction and horror and fantasy, and then they're like, oh, superheroes, and they kind of just cobbled everything together and said we're a superhero universe with this horror character as part of a team of
Well, that's true. I mean, you can kind of merge stuff at the point, but it's like my genres are like, okay, I've got the horror book, I've got the Kit Carter, which is humor sci-fi. I've got Atomic Toy Box, Power Cubed, which is sci-fi humor. I've got a Western horror hero. I've got a fantasy epic Lord of the Rings type thing. They could all be series within themselves, but they're really would be hard to connect.
Yeah, you sound like me. I mean, right? We've just been sitting here making our own IPs in our heads and on paper and on drawings and stuff for the last 30, 40 years. And but what I did with Blacklist Universe is because I have like Lullaby would never fit into the Blacklist Universe. But what I did was I took Imaginaries, which, it was about a superhero character, but he's an imaginary friend. You remember when I published that back in the day?
Trying to think.
With Superhero G. I don't need to grab it. But so what I did was like, look, it's possible to take this fun, all ages comic book based character, but it's all about the imaginary friends, and transplant that story into a superhero universe by saying that, when he does, because part of the story, I mean, spoilers if anybody hears that, he eventually comes into the real world to save his imaginary, his creator, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, but in my original story, he goes back into the imagination and lives out the rest of his days in peace and happiness there. But I'm like, well, how about instead I bring him into Blacklist Universe as sort of the Tick meets Shazam kind of a character where, right, he's just this big, goofy kid's imaginary friend superhero. And then in the real world, he has all these great powers because he's still powered by the kid's imagination. And so I'm like, I can transplant.
Well, yeah, but that would work.
But some of my stuff I could transplant into the superhero universe. Some of it I can't. Six Gun Samurai is it's a Western,
right?
And it takes place in the late 1800s. But if I do Six Gun Samurai 2, I was going to cross him over with Teddy Roosevelt, the Rough Riders, and Dr. Livingston, who is the founder of the program that created Lone Star and the Unknown Soldiers. So it's tying stuff in.
Even
though it's separate genres of stuff, right?
Right. I see. That's a good point.
Yeah. So some stuff I just kind of had to say, oh, that has no place in my universe. But whatever.
Well,
I did my one Deal with the Devil, right? Which is it's about a serial killer and an FBI. It's just a crime drama. It's a graphic novel. And I'm like, well, every like superhero universe has that, FBI liaison character. So I'm like, why don't I just bring him in eventually as that FBI liaison character so I can tie that story in as well? because not everything has to be a guy jumping around in a cape.
True. It's true. Well, I mean, as long as you can connect the universes or connect the characters, and then I think it works. 'Cause I think that connectivity is a big deal to a lot of readers.
Yeah.
Because you want to draw them in, and then you draw them in to a single character, then they start seeing the offshoots. And they're kind of like, oh, I'm going to pick that up too, and because it's all part of the same family of stuff
Right.
that they can get attached to, and then suddenly you're like, well, I've got my own universe over here. I don't have to keep reading Spider-Man because I hate what they're doing with the character, so I can abandon that and go over here.
Yeah.
With a single project, it's like, well, Garbage Man, oh, I like monster books. Oh, well, I don't, so therefore I'm not going to read it, But if you suddenly connect all this stuff, yeah, that's a good point. And
you got to start somewhere, dude. You got to start with. If I were you, I would have just gotten Garbage Man done at some point where you could afford to print it, and then it's part of your universe now. So, like on the Kickstarter campaign, for the first time, I did the make me one with everything tier. It's $200, and it's got all my books on it. I only got two backers, but most of that stuff is just stock now sitting in my garage. So if I get new backers with every campaign who want everything I've done, they'll have that option, and I'll just go to the garage and fill up a big box full of books.
Well, what I was thinking of doing was I'm kind of torn right now. Is that wait a minute? Let me leave you hanging for a second. I check to see where my dog's at. I'll be right back.
Dogs.
Now he's just laying out there chewing on somebody's shoe.
As long as it's not yours.
That's right. I only have 2 pairs, so I can't afford to sacrifice one. It's my wife and daughter who have hundreds of pairs of shoes. But the only thing I need to do to package up the Garbage Man stuff from DC is get rid of the Batman elements out of it, which I'm working on right now. And that's basically a total of maybe 7 complete pages.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a ton. And I've got like 120 pages worth of Garbage Man material. And so I'm taking out Batman and introducing a super team in the same city as Garbage Man that replacing Batman. And so they're in it for, like 7 or 8 pages, and that would be it. But at least it introduces them. And then the rest of it is just the same stuff that, ran at DC, but all collected. And I'm thinking, well, if I do that, everything's done except the 7 pages, right, that I'm working on right now. And everything else is done. I've got the files. All I have to do is send them to the printer.
Yep.
So I could launch that as a very, low amount of money campaign on Indiegogo or something, just to get it out there, I suppose, and then start working on more original stuff that's more of a time commitment. I mean, theoretically, it makes sense to do that, but I just wonder.
Is there any reason why Kit Carter couldn't be in the same universe?
Because it's very goofy, very lighthearted.
Oh, I know, but so's Plastic Man and Sandman.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, I guess if she was in her own book, right, you could just get as crazy as you wanted, like you with Plastic Man. But then if you brought her in, you'd still have those humor elements, but they would somehow fit within a more conventional universe. I mean, that's kind of what I did with Power Cubed. I mean, that's really a goofy book, but it takes place in what would be considered a normal universe. So anybody could come in. It just happens to be that book happens to be, very lighthearted, and the villains are sort of, morons. And whereas Garbage Man is actually, deadly serious and philosophical and dark at points.
Right, but so it'd be like having a crossover with Swamp Thing and the Creeper.
Well, it'd be more like Swamp Thing and Plastic Man was a better example of what I would be doing with, because I did a solo Plastic Man story for DC and it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then when you use Plastic Man in the JLA, he's ridiculous, but it isn't.
That's right.
So, I mean, Kit Carter actually plays it pretty straight. as a character. It's her monkey partner is the comic relief, and then of course all the villains are just idiots. So that's where a lot of the the humor comes from that. So yeah,
And-
it worked.
She's in space, right?
Yeah. So she
Well-
wouldn't necessarily be interacting unless someone went out in space and ran into her through a wormhole or something like that. You could do something like that, I suppose.
But that's also the fun thing because they're your own IPs. You can have fun ways to integrate them into each other's stories. Like people are probably wondering what the hell this. Okay, so I leave seeds of things for future stories in my books. Like at the end, we have this like random character, this gold-plated dude who's like talking to this kid. They're standing on this essentially glass plain where a town called Riley used to be.
Mhm.
And I don't explain it at all. But 5 or 10 years from now, this is going to make perfect sense. Right? And then I have this other character here. Let me see if I can do it without spoiling anything. So I have this character here who pops out through the tear in the dimensions that one of my other characters leaves, and I don't explain that at all. But that's vital to another book that I'm working on.
Right.
Right? So I'm just I leave these seeds out, and I'm like, because I'm building a universe because it's my universe, and I know who the characters are and how this all ties together. And it's just I just love that you can do that in Marvel, right? Where you can have Wolverine, on the cover of Daredevil, and then suddenly I'm interested in Daredevil because I've never read Daredevil before, and then I'm going back and chasing back Frank Miller back issues and
Right. Exactly.
that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking about this on a 10, 15 year time span, and just kind of setting it up, trusting that I'll get there someday.
Right.
Well,
like I said, when I'm done, I don't have anything lined up past Justice League Annual that I'm working on right now, and so I may be jumping in feet first here pretty quick. Because like you, I'm a family guy with bills to pay, and I can't, just sort of sit in my parents' basement until long. So.
I know who you're mocking.
I'm not picking on anybody in particular. I'm just kind of throwing that out there.
There is someone in our community that fits that description. So.
There's probably more than one.
Probably more than one. Yeah, we just don't know.
But and I want to say that everybody in the comments, I've been reading the comments. I haven't commented on any of your comments, but some people have said some nice things about me, and I appreciate it very much. I am reading them. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I am reading some of your comments about other things. I just haven't commented on them. So don't feel like you're yelling in space, because I know Mike doesn't care, but I do. So.
I am not reading them because I'm doing this and I'm talking to you. So.
Well, yeah, you can only do. Yeah.
You can read them out loud if you want. Go ahead.
Well, I'm kind of like my eyes shifting over as we're talking about something else, and then I kind of.
And then someone comments on your beard.
What is this? In my humble opinion, what people need is news stories, not derivative superheroes from the big two format. That's what you say, Joe. But how many other people agree with you? That's the problem. That's one of those old classic things where people say, don't take a character that's been established and change him to gay or to a different nationality or a different, create a new character, but then when you create the new character, no one cares.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why companies do that, because everybody says they want new stuff, but whenever they get new stuff, no one cares. And it's not.
You know what I blame for that? The death of Superman.
I know it's the price of the books. I mean, let's face it. When you and you're probably an 80s kid, right?
I'm an 80s kid.
Yeah. Okay. I was a 70s kid. So my comic books were 25 cents a piece. Basically, I was in that 25 to 35 cent range when I was buying comics.
Yeah. I jumped in at 60.
Yeah, so it's like you said, if I picked up an issue of Spider-Man and say Ghost Rider he wasn't, but let's just say Ghost Rider was guest starring in the Spider-Man book, I would go, or actually a better example is you're reading Nova, right? Because a lot of times you'd pick up the first issue, at least I would as a kid, because I could get in on the ground level of a new character, right? And be there from the very beginning. And then you have the Spider-Man crossover, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, I should go see what's going on. And I was reading Spider-Man at the time, but if I wasn't, I could say, oh, I'm going to go check out and see what Spider-Man's doing. All that is another 25 cents.
All right.
Right, as opposed to $4 or $5 now. So that's a challenging thing. And I think a lot of people are writing even not only independent comics or like Image Comics and stuff like that, but even we're seeing it more and more at DC and Marvel where they're writing to try and get a TV deal or a movie deal.
What I meant by I blame the death of Superman is that I think that was the first time I remembered in my comic collecting life that that comic books were headline news around the world or around the country at least.
Yeah.
It was on CNN, the death of Superman, and I just felt like all of this stuff ever since, every time they make, North Star gay, they make whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to chase headlines. They're trying to get that normal world news. I don't know how to phrase that. Real world news. They're trying to get the attention of the outside speculator world who wants to come in and try to, wow, this is going to be a groundbreaking thing. And
well, and that's mainly because our market is so small now.
yeah.
And, it didn't used to be like that. I mean, okay, comics went through a period in the 70s where everybody thought they were going to go away. I learned this after the fact, obviously, when I was 12, I had no clue, right? But they were really hit some hard times in the 70s and the mid to late 70s. And then, they sort of figured out the comic shop format and that sort of saved the industry, I guess. But it's just a weird combination of things. I mean, when I was a kid and, reading comic books, basically 1973 through 78, 79, those prime, 9 to 15-year-old reading range where you used to have, that was your big audience you were trying to hit. And I didn't have competition for my dollar. There were no video. Pong was just coming out. You know what I mean? So, and you'd have to go to a pizza parlor to play it, right? So, and TV was very limited. You had like 3 channels, and ABC, NBC, CBS, and the local channel. So there wasn't a lot of programming. You had movies, of course, but comics were what you spent your money on. Comic books, trading cards, either gum cards or Cracked or Mad Magazine. That's where we got all of our entertainment from. And now we're competing with so much other stuff that's way more visually interesting or I should say entertaining, that engages people, like video games and such. And you can't just go get a comic book for a quarter, So I just think there's built-in roadblocks that I don't
get comics for free now on your phone.
What's that?
I said you can get comics for free now on your phone.
Is that like stealing them on?
No, I mean there's an app called Webtoon that has a bazillion comics, and yeah, most of them suck, but
but are any of them any good?
Yeah, some of them are though. Some of them are quite good, and they're all free. But I don't want to be on Webtoon. I mean, I wouldn't mind also being on Webtoon, but
right.
This is a comic book to me. That's why. Right. That's why I didn't do a graphic novel set. I wanted a comic book with a staple in
it. Do you get those printed in Canada, or did you use somebody in the U.S.?
API. Jostens.
Oh, Jostens did those?
Yeah.
I didn't know they did comics.
Yeah. They
I was having to do my Garbage Man book, but that was a book. It wasn't comic.
Yeah.
Jostens is good, and because they're big enough, they actually have pretty decent pricing.
Yeah, it is. It's competitive with the Canadian, with Transcontinental.
I got my sketchbook done through them, and it was basically they were a couple $100 more than the Chinese printer I was looking at, and I thought, why am I printing? Well, it was a Korean printer, but they got the printing done in China. But it was like,
Trivision, is it?
huh?
It wasn't Trivision, was it?
No.
Okay.
I think it was called China printers or something like that. But there was some communication problems just in the emails where we weren't communicating or on the same page. And I was like, I don't want to run into a problem overseas. And this was about the time that Trump had put on the import taxes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so the price started going up, and then pretty soon I was like, I can get the same thing at Jostens for $2 more. And
you don't have to wait 6 weeks.
Yeah, and they're right there if I have a problem, And then we did end up having a problem because I told them to use the matte coating on the cover, and somebody didn't read the instructions and did them all gloss.
Mm.
They called me up and said, hey, we'll give you a discount if you take the gloss. I'm like, how much? And it was like $150. I'm like, no. I didn't like it, and so they redid it for me,
Nice.
And it wasn't a big printing job as far as they were concerned, but obviously it was for me. But yeah, they delivered the goods, and it would turn out nice, and so yeah, that's good to know because I'd use them again in a second.
Yeah, good guys too. I talked to them on the phone for a long time.
Yeah, so, but of course, if I do that garbage man thing, that's going to be 120, 130 pages. So it's going to have to be I don't think I'll try and push a hardcover again. It's just too much money. I think the cheaper.
Well, I think you should, because they can do the hardcover for a nominal additional price. So just do the normal book and then offer the hardcover for twice the price, and then just do yourself a run of hardcovers.
Yeah.
Or just make the hardcover a signed, limited, numbered edition, and then charge 3 times the price. legitimately.
Yeah,
It'll be a collector's item. It'll be you only have 100 copies, and they're $100 each.
You have to get the hardcover to get the Danny Mickey pinup. So he actually, when I was working on the other project, he wanted to ink something, and I'm like, I was like, Danny, I don't have a budget right now, and I'll get back to you. So no, just send it to me. I'll do it for free. It'll be fun. And so it's like, I think it's like 3/4 of the way done, and it just looks amazing. And so yeah, I could include that. I could make him finish it and then include it in the hardcover and say, hey.
If you can make him finish it. Andrew J says, I'm getting a hardcover. There you go. You got $100 right there.
You know what? I love the floppies too as a collector.
Yeah.
But man, as reading material, I love the hardcovers because the soft covers, the spines, they don't last on those soft covers. And if you read them a little bit too much, that spine is going to start coming loose. And it also does with age because the glue gets hard.
Mm-hmm.
And, when it's stitched in there in a hardcover, it's just a much better package, and they're not that much more expensive really to produce. So
yeah, they're not. Hold on a second. Let me see if we moved it all. 46. Hey, I lost a backer. Woo!
We're talking about Trump, and that's what happens.
Let's go over.
Although that's a Trump project, so that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It's all right. Maybe they'll come back with buying something bigger.
Lost their job.
Victor lies and says, I only back CG. You'll have to get used to Victor.
Yeah, but here's the thing. CG isn't really an organized thing. It's just a thing. So how do you really, I mean, it's not like they put Comicsgate on the cover of their books, right? Or do they?
No, they don't.
Yeah, so
all you have to do is go on Ethan's channel and kiss his ring.
I went on his channel. I didn't kiss his ring, but I did go on his Somebody got really pissed at me for going on his channel, and I'm like, he goes, I can't back your project because, I like you, but I can't back your project because you went on somebody's show and blah.
I know. It's so dumb.
I'm like, whatever. I mean, that's fine. I mean,
Oh,
I-
and you know what? But this works both ways. All right. I had a friend of mine whose book I think is fantastic, and so I, without asking him or telling him or anything, promoted his book on my channel, and so he got a Comicsgate guy coming to him asking for a refund, and he's like, "Why?" And he said, "Oh, because I don't back anti-CG people." He's like, "I'm not anti-CG." He's like, "Mike Miller was promoting you on his channel." It's like, I'm not even anti-CG, but this is how deranged all of this crap gets.
I know it's really bizarre because the whole idea I thought for Comicsgate was alternative independent publishing, and then when you have, then you have people start eating their own. It's kind of like now you don't even have a strong union of backers anymore. It's split, and it's like and honestly I don't know what happened. I don't follow it that closely. I don't hardly, to be honest with you, I don't follow it at all. Other than occasionally I see a tweet that
So when you die,
doesn't make any sense to me, but somebody's angry about something Ethan said, or somebody Mike Miller said that, and you're like, whatever. But I just don't understand it. I got tons of friends. They may not be my friends anymore. I don't know, but they're friends to me that totally don't agree with me on anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't care. That's their business, I'll if they do a good book or a good project, I'll pump them up, even though I don't, agree with their politics. Who cares? That's their business.
Absolutely. It should just be, look, back what you like. What's the problem? That's why I don't like the whole. It's just tribalism and it's stupid. And I don't want somebody backing me because I'm part of some movement. I want people backing me because they like my product and maybe they like me. Even if they don't like me, I want them to back my product.
Probably not going to happen though. You have to have them at least like you superficially, I think. But I just don't. I don't get it. I mean, I understand if someone's supporting a cause or something that you're really against, and you don't want to put money into, a cause or something you don't agree with. That's fine. But like say Comicsgate and anti-Comicsgate, that's not really a cause. It's not like they're collecting money and doing something with it except putting it in their pockets. So it's like, if you like the book, buy it. If you don't.
That's exactly my stance. And with that, we're going to church now.
Excellent.
Thanks, Aaron, for being here. Thanks, everybody else, for being here. Please do go back MAGA7 because I lost a backer, so I don't know who it was, but please.
And subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can get monetized before I die of old age.
That's a real danger, people.
Yeah, it is. It's true.
All right,
when your universe is taking off, I'll be dead.
Well, you better do some stuff in my universe first. All right?
I gotta get going. I'm running out of time. All right. See you, man.
Good night.
Thanks.